Pikachu, doo doo. How do you take a number two? We're rolling. Oh, I checked the mic, but he insists. Hi, welcome back. Once again, it's time for the Comics Coffee Table. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa. We are talking comic books just for a few minutes in a day. It's 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Daily, we talk about comic books. It's our thing. It's our coffee table. We're gonna leave our personal problems and the real world over there. We're gonna come to our coffee table. We're gonna grab a cuppa, whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today, pal. And we're gonna kick up our feet, maybe have a snack. We're gonna take a break, a few minutes, and we're gonna talk about comic books. That's because that's what we do. We assemble like Avengers. You know what I mean? To me, my X-Men. What I like my least favorite thing that Charles said. Exactly. We are doing this show. I am rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire collection. And along the way, I'm going to get a ballpark estimate of what my comics are worth. Also, I'm wrapping my head around the condition and grading of comic books, which I think is really important if you buy back issues. And I got these two books this year to support the show. They were given to me by my parents for Christmas, and this season is dedicated to my parents. Thank you so much. I love you. And so both of these books, you can find links in the description to their Amazon pages where you can get copies for your own home and you can play along at home. You can grade your own comics. Now, if you have any serious questions about the value or grading of your comics, please go to your local comic book shop and ask the owner and the staff. They should be able to succinctly give you an estimate, determine this, grading or value for you. And if not, they could definitely suggest one of the major graders out there. They are out there. They are. And but this show is done for fun, for educational purposes only. We're teaching ourselves about something, a part of the comic book collecting thing that I've been kind of ignoring all these years. And I'm just shocked and appalled at the state of my comic books. Nah, they're not that bad, but I could have taken better care of them earlier. So there is a huge. I am like a convert, a zealot of boards now, acid-free backing boards. It's got to happen now, everyone. So speaking of your local comic book shop, I hope you have one. I hope you have two. I hope you got several. I live in the Boston area, which there literally are several comic book shops. And there's one in my village square that I've been going to for over a decade. Near 2 decades, I guess, if I think about it. They're a great store, and they're also a vintage toy store as well. So I got my old scrolling Viewmaster there. I've been reunited with that old friend. And that was nice. It's Star Wars. Yeah, we talked about that one. And so I go to my local comic book shops. Not only am I returning to buying the occasional new issues, some Bronze Age babies that will populate my spinner rack, I'm getting my supplies there. I'm getting my boxes, my acid-free board. Sorry. Labels up. My acid-free boards. And bags. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted from Twitter fighting as well. Dude, Twitter's an amazing place, huh? It was always meant for dick and fart jokes, pictures of your pets, and food. I mean, maybe we are part of the problem for taking it too seriously. Have we thought of that? So it's like, honestly, okay, when it comes to like the whole culture war thing between the good persons and the bad persons, specifically of comic books, comic book creators, and the judgments, how judgmental it got, and weird, and tribal, and how static it became. Became an aisle. There became like this really like pushing older talent out, and for this modernity thing that doesn't sell and nobody's buying it. And but it's all about doubling down and more like painting yourself into a corner. But sometimes I really think this too. I know there's hostility, and I know there's been real life repercussions, and maybe even instances of tortious interference and racketeering to try to ruin people's careers and silence them over comic books, fantasy stories about superheroes, about escapism. And I think, well, when it comes to the good guys, the white hats, I think I'm in the middle. They would think I'm one of they would think I'm one of the bad persons. I like those people. They're funny. But for the good persons, the one like the creators in Marvel that blocked me on Twitter for being adjacent to these bad persons, you are part of the problem, yeah. For taking them so seriously? Seriously? You're gonna take Ethan seriously. Good luck with that. I mean, has it worked so far? I mean, he's a great guy. I love him. I buy his funny books. I watch his show. And we talk about The Sopranos together on Twitter. He makes Twitter a fun place for me. It's just, just don't buy it, don't bother it, and just the greatest thing you could do would be to ignore. And there's probably an amount of intrusivity into social media feeds because people are always looking for scraps. But I mean, darn you for taking them so seriously. I mean, they're amplifying, they're marginalizing, they're punching down, they're a hate group. No, I have better sense than that. I've known literal racists. I have some in my family. I've grown up in a culture of the 1970s and 1980s in Boston. It was a notoriously racist city. I literally, my South Boston Irish projects in 1985 became desegregated. Before that, literally, there was a segregation, going on in the housing authority. The white families would all be populated in certain projects, and the black families and other projects in other parts of the city. Yeah, it's the way it was. Maybe it was a sense of ghettoization, but that happened. Yeah, sure, it's out there. And at the worst, I'm gonna say the bad persons of CG. Oh my! I love these people. They're so funny. They make dick and fart jokes. They do insult humor. They talk about gross stuff, inappropriate stuff, problematic stuff. Of course the oversensitive are going to be squeamish about it and always try to leverage some kind of, weirdness and bullying and just harmfulness. Cut it out. That's when you take those people too seriously. I mean, I know plenty of people that don't like Howard Stern, 90s style shock jock radio DJs, worldwide wrestling, kayfabes, and it's over the topness, sports radio. It's just, it's all, you think that this fandom culture now is toxic? You should have seen Boston sports radio in the 80s and 90s when the Red Sox were losing. I mean, in the 20th century, the Red Sox couldn't buy a World Series win. In the 21st century, we won 4 World Series championships. Children, don't know what it's like to have been a Patriots fan in the 80s. Boston sports radio, it must be like other sports radios in other places. But when you think of fandom toxicity, when you think of male entitlement or toxic masculinity. I mean, these are just like, but these are also genuine and authentic male reactions in a certain sphere, like their own fandom in their own space. So, I mean, the worst thing I could say about the CGers is that, like, it's a lot of it's a kayfabe, but all of it's, and kayfabe is a great word. It's the wrestling act and sticking to it. You gotta, like, it's like it's Hulk Hogan being Hulk Hogan. It's Randy Savage being Randy Savage, not Randy Poffo. Dig? Stay in character and you kill the bit. You know what I mean? You're a heel. You're a baby face. And some of this might be going over your head if you don't know what wrestling is. I mean, wrestling, it's its own thing. It's agreeing to have an emotional stake in a make-believe world. Same with sports too. I mean, there's a lot of, so we could apply this to comics as well. I think that is a fair comparison. I really do. But to take the CGers so seriously, you are the problem if you do that. You can just easily ignore them. Now, if they're like, if there's like, always block and mute people that are being jerks to you online. I'm a big fan of that. But when it comes to just stop taking them so seriously. I follow them and I don't take them as seriously as you do. Is everything's about amplification and about punching? No, that's leveraging. And that's the oppressor thing. It's like, no, these are just sports radios fans. These are 90s shock jock radios. That's the tradition of the sense of humor, the sense of broadcasting, and the sense of radio show, the sense of podcast. That, it's those gigs, it's those kind of things without the music or without, and they're not talking about sports, they're talking about comic books. I get it. You're just, you don't like them. You don't like us. That's fine. There's no reason to, cui bono. Who is that? How does that profit you? Yeah, I'm on to you. Yikes, this thing is heavy and awkward, and there's a dating joke in there somewhere. I'm not going to go there because I'm a mature person. I should be above that kind of 90s shock jock. I was into Howard Stern. I listened to Howard Stern every morning. I loved that show. See, sports radio is not my thing, but I get it though. I listened to enough of it, and it's like call-in radio. It's like sports radio has call-ins, and that's like the live chat in a way too. Okay. Well, what are we doing here today? I got ye old countdown in here. I have to take out. Part of this is taking out the random issues that I see. The countdown number on there. I have filed issues in there. So this kind of is gonna tie in a little bit to the upcoming Legion, because also it depends on which Legion. This is the second one or this is the 3-boot Legion. See, there are a few separate legions of superheroes. See, and then the Lightning Saga was when the reemergence of the Bronze Age. So they were like, this will all lead up into Final Crisis, the Legion of 3 Worlds. Across the multiverse, 3 different versions of the Legion of Superheroes must team up with Superman to avoid the Final Crisis and defeat the Time Trapper and Superboy Prime. Awesome story. Great art by George Perez. 5 issues. Jeff Johns, George Perez. We're gonna get there. When we get to Final Crisis, we got a few issues to go. Oh, look at these ads. Isn't that cool? When Star Wars mattered. Wow. See, as comic books go, look, we got an Alex Ross cover for a Jeff Johns magazine with art by Dale Eaglesham. Let us behold the Indicia colophone. Let's do it. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you are clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Who's on the cover? That's Adam Smasher? He is the grandson, I believe, of the original Atom, Al Pratt, of whom we met in the golden age of DC Comics. It's a meme. Like Chrissy Meyer and Brittany Venti. I love Simcast. I saw Simcast live at the Fan Expo Boston 2022 last August with the local fandom unit of the Fellowship of our fandom. We call it the NERD, the New England Rebellion Detachment, or the Northeast Rebellion. It all fits. And we hang out. And actually, we're having a meeting this weekend too. The Sunday, where the NERD is meeting up on Sunday. We're not only is PAX East in town, the 4-day gaming convention. I don't wear glasses. I just need cheat and specs to read. I don't need to be wearing these. But yeah, we're meeting up this weekend in town, in downtown Boston. John Wick 4. And so, get one of us on Twitter, and we like, if you know the password, because we gatekeep. No, we don't. You just show up with your issue of JSA number 6, and you're like, you're one of us. Exactly. But look at that. Oh, that's Alex Ross art. So this is from. So this would be Countdown Week 48. We got some dings. We got some dingage. Let's see. This thing is probably... we got some spine roll. We got some crisp corners here. We got pristine pages. And this is a... I love art. I love... Oh, Dale Eaglesham. Look at this. Oh, after the first crisis. It was the last time he saw the old Legion. It was right after the first crisis. Oh, man. This is why all of these stick to... Oh, wow. Now, see? We need more pages like this. Boom! We open up. Look at that first page there. Isn't that wonderful? I bought the Superman War World special, which wrapped up a line of action comics written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I thought it was good, but the first page needed one of these. Old-fashioned, like who's who, because there were so many characters. I was just jumping in, and it was not a jump-on spot. It was just some kind of weird closure spot, but, that... Who doesn't want to see all of these characters drawn like that? Look at that. I love this. Beautiful. But yeah, we were like getting hooked on this one. This is pre-Disney. Remember, Disney bought Star Wars in 2012. And this is 2008. We were supposed to the Indicia colophone as we inspect our funny books. Yes, the Indicia colophone. Oh, that's the masthead. Here we go. Justice Society of America 6, July of 2007. Wonderful, wonderful. I love Dale Eaglesham's art. Oh, look at that. We got Hawkman and Dawnstar, both winged warriors. Oh, this is great. I wish I had the time to go back and read all of these. Yeah. The Flash. The countdown continues. Yeah, the Flash kill... the Rogues kill a Flash. Yeah. They kill Bart Allen, who got aged up. He got soap opera rapid aging syndrome. SORAS. S-O-R-A-S. SORAS. Soap opera rapid aging syndrome. Same thing happened to Jonathan Kent under Bendis' tutelage there over at Superman. Everyone liked John as a kid. It was fun to have a real Superboy, and then Bendis had to go and ruin that. And how John isn't just like get some trauma issues, how he came out of that all peachy keen, is like, there's a heel turn in that kid. He could be like new Superboy Prime for all we know. That would be great. But yeah, isn't that great? Some Dale Eaglesham art. This has got George Perez art. This is written by Mark Waid. This is Brave and the Bold, number 5. Batman and the Legion of the Superheroes. And this one is a little bit torn up in the middle. It's got some, or maybe it was published like this. I don't know what happened here. But there's a slippage here in the center. And I think I bought it like that. I'm not sure. It's got a nice, here. That's a George Perez cover. We're George Perez fans here. It's the Indicia colophone. The All Flash number 1, yeah, huh? That's when Wally comes back, because he knows that Bart's dead. Wally was, just living life. Isn't that great? The George Perez art. So yeah, this is like the 3-boot Legion. So I think this was the most current Legion at the time. And yeah, Supergirl's there. So that's great. One of my favorite relationships used to be Supergirl and Brainiac. I love when that gets touched on. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That's odd. So yeah, okay, maybe it's like an overcut or something like that. I noticed. Okay, here it is on this page, and it just it's kind of folded back. This is like a printing error. Oh, look at this Batman. Oh, look at this Batman versus Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid. Isn't that great? Well, not the original first Karate Kid. We're talking about Val Armour. Haha. This is great. Look at those 12 sequential panels. Oh, is it 12? No, it's can you count, Eric? 12. Yeah, 12. There were 12. 12. Yes, Eric, you can. Sully can Sully tell time? No, he can't. Wow. That's some beautiful art. Batman ends up in the 31st century of that specific Earth. Oh yeah, as I was saying, like, I'm either liberal or conservative. So I'll be liberal with my policy, but conservative with my material. It's possible to have fucking views from both sides. I need 2 wings to fucking fly. Oh gosh, stop it. And Hubba Bubba Bubblegum. Look at that. So yeah, so I gotta take these out of the countdown issues. Put them in the back for now. Sequester them. Thing's a mess. I gotta. Well, at least this is part of the whole. Wow, Blackest Night. I got all the Blackest Night I could get my hands on when it was done. Oh man, when does it end? Prelude to Blackest Night. Ooh. Rage of the Red Lanterns. Oh. Ooh, Rage of the Red Lanterns, Final Crisis. We're gonna get there. Jeff Johns, Shane Davis. Great art by Shane Davis. Might be is this the first appearance of Atrocitus? We're going to get into all of these. I fell hook, line, and sinker for all the tie-ins for Final Crisis. And were they worth it? We'll find out later on in the week. We'll get there. But I have to find the Final Crisis. It's in here somewhere. Where is Superman? Oh, I have to look at other boxes. And I was gonna go through these like cover by cover to try to remember, cobble together. We're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna cobble together some memories of Countdown. But we've been talking about comic books, haven't we? And we're taking a break from our busy day. And thank you for spending some time together and enjoying talking about comic books. We do this every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Tune in tomorrow. Join us. Like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. Ring that bell. Give me the thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. I'm a big lad. I can handle it. We make daily content here, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Daily, we talk about comic books here at our very own Comics Coffee Table. I make spirituality videos about gratitude and purpose. I'm a professional chef. I make cooking videos, delicious, nutritious, and beautiful food for you. I give you hacks that you can pull off at home and impress your loved ones with. And so we try to make fun content here. So join us. All are welcome. Both sides. Seriously. I mean, and the thing about comics is they're not to be taken seriously. They're supposed to be fun. Isn't that the irony? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your